You know, it's very few people, you know, that 1%ers and less than 1%ers that enjoy front yard or backyard views like this. You know, I never was one. I've been always the one that had to pilot in the car or the truck and head up to the mountains to see views. This week, guys, I'm coming at you from outside Pinedale, Wyoming, where we're going to visit a nursery tomorrow, and you'll see footage of that coming up. But this episode is all about view. And when I say view, I'm talking about views that are good, views that are bad, how to enhance them, how to eliminate them, and what to do with what you have, and what you can create. So, join me in this episode. Be right back in just a second. Thanks for being here. Okay, so when it comes to views, when it comes to landscape design application and views, what I always did with my clients is I would show up at their house, I'd be invited in obviously, and I would probably be sitting at the dining room or the kitchen table 98% of the time. 98%. And that's where I used to do my intro to questions and answers and likes and don't likes, etc. But from my perspective and not the client's perspective, one of the very first things I was doing is I was looking outside from the inside. What was I seeing? What was I not seeing? I was comparing what I was seeing or not seeing to what my client was telling me and making sure things were congruent, especially between two spouses if they were there. Then I would ask for a brief tour. And I'm not talking about, you know, walking through their master bedroom and stuff, but most of the time they took me to the rooms that had views of the affected area that the project was going to be. And all of this surrounded what I was seeing and what they were saying. Then we would go outside and I would take a look around. And like I came from a blue-collar neighborhoods, as maybe some of you do, maybe some of you guys are lucky enough to have rural settings with canyon views or forest views or desert views. Man, if you look around the most expensive properties, not only in just the world, but here in America, you will be seeing places that have views of cityscape, views of landscape, views of ocean front, views of lakes, views of rivers. All of these things are prime real estate. I hope you agree with me on that. So when I go outside into the small suburban residential backyard that is maybe 40 feet from the back door to the back fence and maybe 60 or 70 feet across, this is what my clients' views are 90% of the time, unless they're on vacation somewhere. So I would go outside, and if it was a brand new yard, then I would start asking lots of questions. If it was an existing yard, I would ask less and listen more, especially the dynamics of two people. And from that point on, what I would start to formulate in my head was a plan on what they want to see, what they want to see when they're outside, what they want to see when they're inside looking out. What is around the back fence? Do we have a single-story home that I'm dealing with, like maybe you guys do? Or is it a two-story home and you're looking down into your neighbor's backyard where their teenage daughter is sunbathing? It's just not appropriate. So, am I eliminating a view, or am I eliminating a view that you guys have? One or the other. So then I would start comparing what my client has said versus what I'm seeing, and then start to formulate in writing the things that I want to do for them. And then I would confirm that before I left. This is what I want you to do on your own. You don't need a professional like myself to do this. You start listening to what your heart and your head is telling you versus what is around you. What do you want to see from the dining room table if it has a view to the backyard? Or the family room couch out to the back patio? Or the kitchen window when you're preparing dinner and you're looking out and maybe you have young'uns out there that are playing. Maybe you want to see something that reminds you of places like this. Places that you've gone. Kind of hard to do on a small residential lot, but you can do things that give you the sound of water. You can do things that give you audio in the backyard that remind you of running streams or windy peaks. Whatever you want to do, you can bring it into your yard. If you have a bone flat yards like I used to have to deal with, you can contour them and mound them and place various types of landscape that are somewhat representative of what you saw. The other thing we do is we want to either enhance part of our backyard if you have an existing yard and you want to focus. Maybe your previous owner had a great water feature but they put it in a place that's kind of odd, and maybe you want to remove some things, or you want to formulate a new patio extension around this water feature. These are the things that you want to consider when you are out in the backyard. The other thing I want to bring to your attention is just as important is views from people driving down your street, views from people who are walking down your street, because like me and you, not everybody is on the up and up. You know, neighborhoods get cased every single day. And if you have gobs and gobs of shrubbery in front of your home and your view is very limited out and certainly limited in, it gives places for people who have bad thoughts, a place to hide, a place to work on a window, a place to get in a slider. These are the things you have to consider too. So this week I want you to concentrate, if you got a project you're thinking about, is think about the view. Think about the view of what you want to see in your yard. Think about what the view is coming into your yard. Do you need to screen something? Or are you the one with the second floor master bedroom that looks down into the neighbor's pool where all the kids and everybody play every weekend, and you're just, maybe you need to screen that off a little bit. Raising a fence, planting a hedge, do whatever you might want to do to screen that out. Hey, if you like this video and you found some value to it, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, smash that bell for next week's episode, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing it. I'd really appreciate it. Make the channel grow. Every single week I come at you with just a little different idea that maybe you hadn't thought about from different places. Join me next week when we visit a nursery and we'll have Plant of the Week, and also maybe walk through the nursery and look at some of the varieties and selection that they have. Join me then. Hey, this is Matt. You can call me Coach. I'll see you next week. Thanks again.